Hey, how's it going? So today I wanted to jump on live to talk about sales process to get bookkeeping and accounting leads. Essentially, to get leads and to also, get sales. Pound live if you happen to be catching this video live. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Pound replay if you're catching me via the replay. Now, we are always having new members join this community. So if this is your first time joining this community, essentially what I do is I try to go live once a week to provide different training that's designed to help you from a lead generation and a marketing standpoint for your bookkeeping and accounting type businesses. And essentially I have a coaching program, right? Just in case you're wondering, I don't just do this for free, but I do have a coaching program, and that coaching program is designed to help bookkeepers and accountants get leads and get clients using free marketing resources. And additionally, before I forget, this week or as you're watching this video, I'm offering free coaching sessions whereby I can walk you through step by step what you need to do to set up a lead generation system using free marketing and attract clients. All right, so I wanted to jump on live to talk about the marketing and or the sales process. It's one and the same for you as a bookkeeper and or as an accountant. So there are some things that you have to think about, right, from a sales process standpoint. All of you, right, the ultimate goal is for you to get someone on the phone, is to talk to that person about your products and your services, and for that person to eventually do business with you, right? So that's the ultimate goal. But there's a series of steps that you must implement prior to that in order for that to take place, right? It's very rare that someone's going to just come across your account and just jump on the phone with you. It's very rare that that's going to happen from a systematic standpoint. So you have to be very intentional, and you have to plan out all of the steps leading to someone scheduling a call with you and eventually doing business with you. So one of the first things that you must have in place is you must have proper positioning. So what I mean by proper positioning, you must know who it is that you are speaking to. The reason why your who is so important is because of relevancy. Relevancy is one of the most important factors in marketing, because when you are relevant to a certain group of people, it makes it just that much more easier for them to gravitate closer to you. So, for me, I'm creating this marketing video, and I'm creating this marketing video for bookkeepers and accountants. So I'm creating a level of relevancy for the who, and that who being bookkeepers and accountants. So who is your who, right? I know there's a lot of different types of businesses that you can help, so on and so forth. But when you identify your who, it makes your process just that much more easier. Once you know who your who is, you've positioned your business for the proper group of individuals. You want to have a way to go ahead and generate leads to those individuals. You want to go ahead and have a way for those individuals to become leads. You want more of those people to become aware of you. If you have, let's just say your who, let's just say your who is, entrepreneurs, small business entrepreneurs in your local area. Let's just say if your who is coaches and consultants. If you have 5 coaches and consultants that know about who you are compared to 100 of those individuals, your marketing is going to be just that much more effective. So you need to have a way, whether it be on a daily and or on a weekly basis, to attract those individuals so they become aware of who you are. And you should have a system to be able to do that. You should be able to wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to use, some free strategies, and I'm going to generate some awareness. I'm going to allow a group of individuals to become more aware of me. So if you have 10 people that is aware of you this week, your goal should be in the next week or in the next 3 weeks for you to have 15 to 20 or even 30 of those people to become aware of you. Now, it doesn't mean that those individuals are going to do business with you right away. It just simply means that those people are all of a sudden becoming aware of who you are. The more of your who you have that becomes aware of you, the better your chances are of those individuals taking what I call small commitments and small steps with you, right? So have a system in place, have a way so that more of your who can become aware of who you are, and that number should be growing. So this is the end of October. So a couple of months from now, let's just say if you have 5 of those people who know who you are today, and a couple of months from now, you still have that same number, then what that simply means is you have a lead generation problem. You haven't properly identified, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to change that. You haven't properly identified a way to have more of your who become aware of who you are, right? So that's step number 1. Step number 2, once those individuals become aware of who you are, you need to have a way for them to express some level of interest to what it is that you do, right? And you can do that with content. You can do that with just straight written content. You see that I have written content in this group, and that written content gives people the opportunity to go ahead and express a higher level of interest to me in my business and what it is that I do. And I do that both with written content, and I also do that with video content. You do not need video content to make people, to have people take the next step with you. You can do that with just written, content. Because what's going to happen, and let's just say, someone become aware of become aware of who you are, and they've only been introduced to you, for a couple of weeks, they're not going to be ready to do business with you right away, and that's perfectly fine. So what you need to make sure that you're doing is you need to make sure that you are showing up on a very consistent basis, right? So whatever that pattern may be, hey, you're going to post content 2 times a week, 3 times a week, but you need to do it because you just never know when your who is going to be ready, because your who is watching, right? So, they may not necessarily be engaging with your content, they may not be liking your posts, they may not be sharing your posts, but it does not mean that they're not watching. So you need to make sure that you're showing up as consistently as possible, so that when the time is right, they can say, you know what, I have been following this person has been showing up on a consistent basis, this person has been sharing some content, I think now I'm ready to take the next step. That can happen within a couple of weeks, that can happen within a couple of months, but you have to be you have to position yourself so that when the time is right, they can go ahead and take the next step with you, right? So, that's content, and you have to know a way to be able to engage with those individuals via DM. I like the idea of direct messages because it's very, very, powerful. Oftentimes, we kind of just sit around and wait for people to do business with us, right? There is absolutely nothing wrong with reaching out to people, right? There's a system, there's a method, there's a process, to doing that. You don't want to be all weird about it, right? But I have found using a messaging system to reach out to your prospective buyers is a lot more powerful than completely waiting for people to initiate the conversation process. There's a lot of power in initiating the conversation process with your prospective buyers, so I encourage you to do that as well, whether it be on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis, right? You're having new people that's being introduced to you. As those new people are being introduced to you, you need to have a messaging system to be able to conversate and to communicate, with those people. I think about, email. I think about, when I used to run paid ads, or when I do run paid ads, from a marketing standpoint, if I am running ads on Facebook and I'm giving someone some free content away for free in exchange for their email address, right? I don't necessarily just keep their email in my database and never reach out to them and never email them. So, what I do is I email them on a consistent basis. That is my, that is my outreach. I believe that marketing should be a combination of, inbound, meaning that you're giving people the opportunity to make micro commitments with you. And it also should be, outbound, meaning that you have a system or a process to reach out to them. You have probably put in your email address you've probably shared your email address with some type of company out there, and that company is probably sending you communication on a very consistent basis. That is their way of doing outreach to reach out to you, to share value, to share content, or whatever the case may be. Nonetheless, they're reaching out to you, right? They're not just keeping your email in their database. So the same thing is true if you use in social media marketing as well. You should have a system. You should have a messaging system to reach out to people, to engage with them. That's one of the things that's going to work very well from a business standpoint. All right, so far I've talked about identifying your who. So from a sales process standpoint, if you want to be able to have more sales conversation, if you want to get more people into your marketing process, you need to identify your who. You need to have a way to generate leads. You need to have a way so that more people can become aware of who you are and what it is that you do. You need to have a messaging system so that way you're not necessarily waiting for people to come to you, but you have a way to communicate to people. Just like when you give someone your email address, a company your email address, they're reaching out to you, and you need to have a way to invite them from the messaging system to the next step of your sales process, which is a phone call, right? So essentially, if you need help with any of this, right now I'm offering free coaching sessions, and you can take advantage of one of those free coaching sessions by sending me a direct message with the word coach, and we can go ahead and schedule your free coaching session. Pound live if you live. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Pound replay if you happen to be catching this via the replay. That's it. That's all I have for you for now. I'll talk to you soon.